Another page. That's information I don't want to share.
Welcome, everyone, to the LOD Perspective, Episode 3, Season 5. This week, it's been a very interesting week because all three of the co-hosts of mine have actually gone to an event, and I didn't join them because I'm a goober. And so it's going to be a whole recap and everyone's experience in regards to, I'm getting this right, EGX. It wasn't WASD, was it?
It was EGX. Yes.
EGX.
It was EGX,
cool.
yeah.
If it was WAS, then I was at the wrong event.
That won't be the first time, mate. Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, of course, welcome to the LOD Perspective. I am Mr. Helpful Tom Wild, and of course, I am joined by Wet's biggest fan, Paul Math Mayhem UK. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I'm wet, and more wet.
Good. I'm glad you are ready for today's show. And of course, I'm joined by Mr. Do You Think I'm Sexy? Sit down to game. How are you doing, buddy? Hayden?
I'm good, thank you. I'm glad you think I'm sexy. I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're Mr. Do You Think I'm Sexy?
Wow.
So there we go. And of course, it's the man of the hour, the man with the power too sweet to be sour. Lewis, how you doing?
He's confused now.
Visible
Sweet
confusion
but
has come.
sour.
You're the man of the hour, the man with the power too sweet to be sour.
Stop it.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you.
Why does Lewis look like that? Little bit of the frankfurter sticking out of like a wrap when you get from a fast food takeaway.
What do you mean?
Does.
Oh, because I'm in a snuggie.
A snuggie.
A snuggie.
Yeah, Marvel one.
Yeah.
Looks like a Five Guys burger wrap.
No, because it's got Marvel in.
The McVenom.
It's a Marvel version from Disneyland called the Marvelicious Hot Dog.
Marvelicious hot dog.
Yep.
Well, this hot dog has hair and teeth.
Right, okie dokie.
So combining hot dogs and you buy them from vending stalls.
I say that's just a cheap $1 hot dog. That is.
That's naughty.
Oh, so other than EGX aside and hot dogs aside, how is everybody's week? So we'll start off with Hayden. How's your week being, my good friend?
Yeah, it's not been too bad at all. Apart from EGX for me on the Saturday and the Sunday. The rest of the week was okay, but I haven't managed to play many games over the week again. Unfortunately, it's just been a bit hectic. So
Yeah, no,
not much to tell.
Oh.
I'm afraid.
Oh well, Mr. Marty Pello, Paul.
Yes.
What?
So
I don't know. I don't
been
know
a while
why,
though, hasn't it?
I don't know
Because-
why wet has come up. By the way, it's just for some
I
reason.
don't know. He just did it. Yeah.
Is it because his hair looks wet?
I feel it in my fingers. I feel it in
I
my
feel it
toes.
in my toes.
A
It's
Christmas
been a little
song.
bit longer for me, hasn't it? Because I was on Hollybob. Did I just
were.
say Hollybob on the podcast? Someone shoot me and put me down now. I was on holiday, and then I was supposed to join you guys the following week, but I went out on the Lash. So I went out for a couple of drinks, which was actually a networking to try and see if I can look for better employment. Yeah. So no, I was just meeting some old friends and just trying to network with them to see whether there was any opportunities, which I do on a regular basis anyway. And then it was just a couple more drinks and took a little bit longer. So unfortunately, I kind of cancelled. But from what I can gather from it, yeah, you guys had a bit of fun and
Yeah,
it will never be released.
It was scrapped and thrown out.
It was an interesting one to say the least. Wouldn't you agree?
You
Lou?
need me. I'm the glue in all of this. Then, yeah, I keep
At least
you
for
on the straight
15
and narrow
minutes.
for a bit.
At least for 15 minutes, we had no clue what the hell we were doing.
Mm.
And it's brilliant because we could talk about it, and it's all like mystic because no one else will ever hear it or see
Ever
it.
hear it? Yeah.
Unless
Did you get my
decide to make
voicemail,
this
though?
paper reel.
Was it,
I
Luke?
listened to the first, in all honesty, I listened to the first 3 minutes and then just deleted it.
It wasn't good, was it?
Yeah.
Be honest,
No,
Paul.
no, the voicemail.
The voicemail.
He deleted my voicemail.
Yeah, sorry, mate. You know how many voicemails I get? And I just I'm in that mode of like most of it's to do with people trying to sell me shit. So I just like yeah. Oh, yeah. And then
you can listen to it again on the deleted scenes.
Oh, they've been scrapped, so yeah, I'm sure I'll see it. Anyway, and then the rest of it has been I've played a couple of games, so into gaming.
Oh yeah, that thing.
That strange topic that we should talk about on this show. I played well, Peter and I we did try the Sea of Thieves.
Oh yeah, we did.
What, PvE?
No,
yeah,
'cause
so
it's
the
not out
first
yet.
well no, the PvE is not out yet. The first chapter of the Monkey Island update.
Okay. Was it good?
It was actually. It was good.
It was, yeah.
It was good, yeah.
Better than the Pirates of the Caribbean one, or
You know what? Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, no, I'd agree. It was funnier. It was good. They still will go the same way if they don't tell you shit. You really have to work out what you need to do. So you have to work the puzzles out, which is really good.
The puzzles were complicated, but they were fun at the same time.
did you record one though?
No,
we just played.
Oh.
And then I tried Dark Tide, the Warhammer, the one that's on Game Pass.
Oh yeah, been meaning
which
to
is the
try
first
that.
person. I'm liking it, and it's up to 4 players.
So we could
should
have that as
try
an
it.
LOD.
I think Lewis will like it on the basis of it's
Having guns.
not just gun. You choose your class. So they do the Warhammer thing of the four types. So you got your tank, and you've got
You played as a tank, didn't you?
No, I did a ranger. So you get
Really?
a gun, or you get a massive mallet, or you have the chain sword and the bolter, and then you start off as a prisoner.
What does the ranger have?
Well, you start off as a prisoner, so you just literally walking around with a shovel. And obviously they're chaos.
Oh, it's a
based, so
campaign,
they're
like
kind
the
of
whole game.
No, well, it isn't. So it starts off with the entry of you getting in, which is you choose Royal, and then it goes into a hub where you've got everyone online, and you go off and do missions to rank yourself up.
Yeah.
And so you can do that, and you can choose your class, where you come from, what your background story is, and all of that, and then you go on, and it's first person, and yeah, you've got shooting, you've got grenades, you've got a big tank who does grenades and stuff like that. But it's all the Warhammer, and I actually quite liked it. It was faster paced, it's that fast paced run and gun or be obliterated, and they even throw in the horde.
What did it look graphically like?
Graphically, it was good. I quite liked it.
I've seen a few people on the Series S saying that it was very not laggy, but more the frame dropped a lot.
Well, that would be Series S.
Before we carry on with the Series S and everything, would you say that this game is something that can withstand for a long period of time, or do you think because it's newish and then it'll feel repetitive type thing?
I don't know. I'd have to play more of it to give you an honest answer to that. But I think depending on how you level up, it's almost like they've taken that Warhammer, the RPG-esque bit of it and put it into a first-person mode, which I was waiting to come out, and I'm really looking forward to it. And then I played it, and it didn't do a Starfield to me. So I actually, I'm going to go back and do some more. So yeah, that's what I played. And what else did I? We did Sea of Thieves, that one.
You've gone quiet again.
Yeah, I know, because I'm not facing my microphone. I don't know why it's being silly for me today. But thank you, Lewis, for pointing that out. Yeah, that's it. I think that's all I can remember. I've done some others, but we'll get onto the topic with EGX and stuff like that.
Of course.
Where it all come from.
Of course. And Lewis, my friend, your week?
So I
Riveting.
I made a lot of contacts. And a few things I'll mention closer to when we're talking EGX. But I played. So I just got off of streaming a game called Forever Suck It.
I was not expecting that.
No, neither was I.
So it's by the the game, Paul, the one that does the darts, the bowling.
Oh, it's Forever, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's called Suck It. Yeah.
And the game is, because they're usually arcade or kind of
so it's like
leisure
a
park centres, because
it's
I'm worried about
it's cartoon, and your aim is to basically go around sucking things up with a Hoover.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Or a very
I want to have a look at the game, but I don't want to put that into Google.
Yeah,
So
that's what I'm worried about.
So you play as a
It's
character with
FOREVER.
ER,
I thought it was ER.
and then suck it with an explanation mark.
I thought it was spelt different.
What is it? Forever suck it or suck it forever?
No, forever suck it.
All right, because I just typed in Google suck it forever.
FOREVR, not ERE.
Forever. VR
Good
is
job.
in capital L.
Filter is on.
Forever suck.
But it is a lot of fun.
Okay.
So it's free to play. You basically earn points and level up, and then you unlock. But they sent me 5,000 diamonds to buy a character, which was really nice. So I reviewed that
VR.
for near an hour, and it makes you dizzy after a while because you're spinning around and flying about and things like that. But you basically go around hoovering up different items, and as you hoover up the items, you shoot them into a. It looks like a like a bucket, but it's got a face and a mouth, and you put it in its mouth, and you shoot all of what you've hoovered up in its mouth. And as it goes up, you get bigger and bigger and bigger. So then you can suck up bigger things with your hoover, or what? Kind of like a hoover. It's like more like a gun with like a sucker. It's fun. You also have to shoot other people to stop them from leveling up. But as you level up, you get taller and taller and taller, to the point where you can suck up dogs, ducks, hoovers, trees. Just loads of things you can suck.
Good. That sounds great.
You start off with only being able to suck up a cake and a cookie, and then you can suck up other characters. So there's other characters that you can basically shoot and suck up.
I mean, and it's just VR. You said.
Yeah. You go around sucking up. I sucked up a spider today as well.
So you suck things up and you get bigger, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Does it get harder?
What else do you play?
And I played the Five Nights at Freddy's Dreadbear's Revenge thing for VR, which was horrifying. I screamed like a bitch. I screamed. And funny enough, the Games Aids Gina that I met at EGX was in the stream. And she actually messaged me and said, I really enjoyed that. It was funny. She said, I wanted to see the rabbit. And I said, yeah, Bonnie, I don't like Bonnie. When you try and fix Bonnie, it goes wrong. And I always have near a heart attack. And she said, this is my bunny. And then she showed me a rabbit.
Very nice. So you've definitely made some very good connections from EGX, and which we'll of course get into a little bit later on.
But I just want to say, to be fair, that 4VR suck it actually looks quite a lot of fun.
It is, and you have to shoot people with the stuff you're sucking up.
VR is 4VR always comes out with some decent VR games. So
I want to play the bowling with you.
The bowling is really good fun. Darts, once you get used to it, is good fun as well.
No, I cheat and get in the way so you can't.
Yeah, I know. And then I throw
I do. I stand in front of the. I stand in front of the ball.
That's bad.
You do actually shoot stuff into a bin with a mouth-shaped hole. So
yeah, it looks like a Henry in a way, but not a Henry.
Is it a Hetty?
No, it's because it turns into a spaceship, like a rocket, and it flies off, and then you have to find another one around them. But it's a big world, like huge. You can suck up everything. I mean everything. You can put anything in your Hoover.
They've moved away from the kind of games like bowling, dart. They've done the bowling, darts, pool. They haven't done any other kind of like multiplayer sports things. Looks like they moved away to. Is it multiplayer? Is there multiple people on site with you at the same time?
I think there's.
Is it like the server?
I think there's around 10 to. There was a lot of players because I was killing
all
loads
in the
of
same place.
kids. Yeah. I was shooting my stuff at kids because I could hear them. You can hear them talking, and I was like, I know I've just killed a kid, but I'm not losing again to another one.
I take it they didn't enjoy you shooting him
No, because they tried ganging up on me, but because I was so big and they couldn't beat me.
They couldn't handle you.
No, because they're really small compared to me after a while.
Yeah. So you definitely would recommend this then?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I did actually have a blast with it.
It's
Good,
free
good.
to play as well, so you
Yeah.
don't have to pay any money to.
You basically just pay money to change your skin and stuff, but you unlock that as you go along. The thing is, when you play, you unlock coins, and you can use them. So it's not you don't actually have to put any real money into it. You can earn it,
Well,
which
that's
I
a
like.
nice alternative.
Yeah, and they also give you 1,000 diamonds after your first game to buy any character you want. So that's kind of nice as well.
And how much is it per character?
So it depends because they've got one that's looks like it's called something Darth Dread, which is a red looks like a duck, and but they've got Halloween characters that ain't out yet till the 1st of November, which is weird. You would think they would have brought them out a bit earlier.
Before Halloween.
Yeah, but I'm running around as a shark, so I've got a biter. And my Hoover's is a shark as well. So when I'm sucking them up, it's literally taking loads of things in its mouth.
Cool, buddy. Yeah, I'm
What
glad
else
that
have you played?
Yeah.
Lots of Phasmo.
Nice.
And trolling on it.
In what way?
Well, I pick up the cards, open one of the cards and run out the door as I throw the card down.
Now this is so similar to what Hayden
I
did
got
when we were on Phasma,
someone-
where he had like the picture and he was walking out and it made me, completely cook my pants.
No, basically you can find the tarot cards, and what I did is I would open one of the tarot cards, and it as I opened it, I'd run out the door, so that and then the door would close as I've run out it. So whoever was inside dies, and I don't.
Yeah, but tarot cards have different things that happen, don't they?
Yeah, so what I do every time
Monkey paw, where you can
monkey paw is a pain because it doesn't actually help you at all. Not really. If you ask for knowledge, you turn blind. If you ask for life,
varies,
you
isn't it? It's
you
randomized
die.
to what it actually does, either something.
Yeah, so if you ask for life, it kills you and brings back your teammate. If you ask for if you ask to see the ghost will basically hunt you. If you ask where it is, it knows where you are and it hunts you. So in other words, it always goes backwards. It's like a curse. It's a cursed item, isn't it?
So could you not just wish on them monkey paw and say chase me, and then it won't?
No, only certain things work. I tried asking that to bring my friend back to life, and it didn't work after they brought me back.
I think it glitched out anyway. I saw that, but
yeah,
because it did bring you back, but he died within like a certain amount of time after he brought you back. So that's why.
Because it kills him. Yeah.
No, it doesn't kill him. I think you only get one chance to bring someone back. So he used that wish to bring you back, but you can't use it again to bring him back.
No, because what happened is if you ask for life, then you automatically are marked for death. That's the problem.
Okay, we'll have to try that one out because I think the reason it wouldn't bring him back was because you'd already used that wish.
Yeah, but what is cool is the Ouija board. If you say, "Where are you?" it will tell you exactly where it is in the room.
That's pretty.
But if you say it too many times, it breaks the board. It snaps your board in half and kills you.
Nice little feature right there.
To me and you, Sam.
Yeah, that's why you.
Because it wasn't working anyway.
No, I swear I remember it didn't work.
They've just done an update. They've done another update. It's just come out. Hang on, I'll tell you what the update was.
Well, looks like we might have to do an LOD plays one day.
It's a Halloween. It's a Halloween, and they're talking about bringing it to consoles, which would be a laugh as well because it will be all crossplay. And they've got a new map called the Maple Lodge Campsite, which is
was already.
No, it's been expanded, so now you can go into the cabins. There's a cabin. And there's a storage area, which is cool. There's a Halloween event that we should. There's a Halloween event as well, which is really cool.
What happens in this Halloween event?
You have to make ghostly concoctions.
I thought he was going to say con carne. Then I was just like,
Ghost
Yeah,
Concerning.
concoctions,
Ghostly
which is
concoct.
cool. And
All of you.
yeah, it actually looks like a laugh. I think we should play it soon. Like, let's not miss that for Halloween. Yeah.
Yeah, no, sounds good to me. Whenever
Sounds
you want to
good.
play.
But I've actually started playing Ghost Runner 2.
You played that WAS though, didn't you?
Yeah, but it's not out yet. I can't actually talk about what's in the game, but I am playing it. I'm reviewing it.
Could
Okay,
you at
moving
least
swiftly on then?
All right then. Okay, we won't press questions on. We won't get an exclusive
Yeah.
here on the LOD.
No,
you signed an
unfortunately,
NDA?
I've had to sign an NDA, so I can't actually talk about it. I'm not
Did
even
you not
allowed
at
to
least-
stream it. That's the thing. I have to play it, but I'm going to stream it again afterwards.
Could you not at least give us whether you think it's good or bad? Or you
So
seriously-
far, it's exactly like what we played at WAS, and it is a lot of fun. It is still hard. It's still tricky, but it is a lot of fun. And it sucks because I would really like to stream my first playthrough of it, but I'm not allowed.
No,
And
but
they
you can
kind of
probably
want it
record
out.
and then once the NDA is released and you're allowed to do that, then you can just release it.
Do you know what? I did not think of that, Paul.
Um,
Do you know what? I
I'm
did
the
not think of
brains
that.
of the outfit.
Why did I not think of? Do you know what? You are sometimes. I did not think
Look at
about.
that.
Can I do that? Am I allowed to do that?
well, if you don't publish it until the embargo's lifted, sure.
Yeah, it don't come out till the 27th.
That's the whole point of an NDA. If you read the
Or is it
NDA, it will say
23rd?
something you're not allowed to do and you're not allowed to talk about or release any footage until after the embargo, and then it gives you the
Yeah.
embargo date. So you could record your first play, and then on the embargo date and the time it's lifted, making sure you do it right, you
Yeah.
can schedule it to be released as a video on YouTube or
Yeah.
whatever you want.
Oh,
So,
But
man, I
tomorrow
miss
is-
those embargoes.
One of
yeah, I
tomorrow
miss
is
them as well. You know,
But
If you
tomorrow's
felt
gonna-
like you're a part of an elite club. Sorry,
yeah.
the thing is. It's just because I'm a writer. That's all.
you are.
Yeah,
You
so
are.
you can write it, but it doesn't mean you can't do a video afterwards. You release whatever on
The day it
Rapid
comes out.
Reviews, is it? doing
No,
it for
this is
Rapid?
with Xbox. Is Life is Xbox, the new one I've joined.
Okay, apologies. This is for life.
Is it Xbox is Life? Hang on.
Xbox. There you
Hold
go.
on,
Get
I'll
it
check
right.
for
Come
you.
on, you're supposed to be writing for him.
Let's
You
say
spoon.
you represent them. Life is Xbox. So I would
That's
show you
it.
my phone, but it wouldn't come up.
Yeah, Life is Xbox.
Okay, so you're showing it for them. So you release that first, and then you release your first playthrough on your own channel once you've published the other one, because you've got to do it for them first. Yeah, yeah. Unless
No,
you've signed
well-
some contract that says you're not allowed to.
We are very proud of you, Lou, of course, because of taking up all this responsibility of reviewing and as well as streaming and doing this and other bits and pieces. It must be a lot for you to take on, and you seem
It's
to
a
be
lot of
enjoying it.
fun. You know, it is a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I really do enjoy it.
Good, and that's the main thing.
So, shall we
mate.
move on to the main topic?
I
Tom
think
can
we
sit
should.
back and listen.
I was
And
going to say,
ask us
to be
questions
fair,
if you want.
yeah, no, I'll just listen as an outsider's perspective. I was there in spirit. Let me just recline my chair. There we go.
Oh,
Ugh.
but I'm having one of my first family-friendly games tomorrow. I'm going to be streaming with Cody. Not on camera, unfortunately. Leanne's made that clear. But I'm going to be doing a split screen with Cody on Paw Patrol. So that'll be fun.
Oh, nice.
He
So-
doesn't know yet, so he's going to be well over the moon when he finds out that we're going to be, because he loves to play games with me. So it's going to be interesting.
Very, very sweet. So, gentlemen, EGX, who wants to kick it off?
What? Let's go with Hayden. Your thoughts of this year compared to last year?
My thoughts of EGX this year. Where do I start? I thought it was very good. I've enjoyed my time there. I enjoyed what games were there. For such things like Super Mario Wonder. There was Sonic Superstars, a couple of other Sega titles which I can't remember. The
Persona.
Japanese one, weren't they?
Persona.
The man who
Forgot his name.
Forgot his name.
I'm taking the piss. I don't even know what it was, but
I
it was.
think it is something like that.
it's-
Yeah.
Apologies. It was. We're taking the Mickey. It was. Yeah, it was one of the Yakuza ones, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yes, it was. And I didn't get to try those ones, but they were there. There was a good few indie stands with a couple of games on them, and there was a couple of nice little games there as well. But my real thoughts are there wasn't a lot of choice.
In
There was
regards
some
to in regards to what?
Just overall, I'm
just
assuming.
overall, like there was the indie, Mario, Sega, COD beta, and then that was it. Then it was tabletop, the stalls, retro, and that was it. There was no real kind of choice. There was a few new games there, but a lot of the things there were already released or had already tried at WASD.
How many days were you there for? And is there enough content for some in at EGX for someone to fill up those whole days? So
I
you were
was
there for
there.
4. Paul was
I
there for
was there for
4. You were there
2.
2. Lou was there for 3. So
Um,
was there enough for all 3 of you? Just a quick, simple answer. Was there enough content for you without going back to something, feeling bored, feeling lost, or
Based on the lines, maybe. But
were
to
the
be fair,
I
if there was, because there was a lot of lines like Saturday, there's no point going on a Saturday. Saturday, like Paul
no,
said, is just pointless.
I wouldn't say it was pointless. It's
Not
very,
pointless.
very busy. There's a lot of people you can meet. Like we met a guy called King who Lewis knows. We would probably wouldn't have met him if we didn't go on the Saturday. But the Sunday, which was my second day, I got to play on everything I wanted to and had plenty of time and left early because I had to go find Tony. So
Yeah.
Thursday
I felt for
was. Go on.
sorry.
Sorry, Hayden. You finish up.
I felt for me the 2 days was enough. Maybe there was a couple of things I would have liked to try it if I stayed a little bit longer, but I felt like that's my opinion. I'm not saying it was terrible, the whole show. I really had a great time and it was a lot of fun, but there felt less than there was last year.
I felt like there was more.
Go on. So go on, Lewis. That's
Yeah.
your feeling for it. Explain why you think
So
there was more last.
I enjoyed it this year more than last year. Last year, I was a bit disappointed.
Why?
Because I didn't feel like there was many games. There was more stalls. There was more stalls than anything last, and like that. There was more charities like WWF and Cats, and things like that. And because I accidentally landed up buying one.
What, a cat?
Buying a charity.
Yeah.
You bought out a charity.
No, I adopted a cat that I never ever saw.
Oh yeah.
Cat
Oh
protection,
yeah. Sorry, I
Yeah,
thought you meant
but
like took home a cat.
but
Just
no,
found
no,
one
no,
randomly at the show and took it
no.
back with
But
him.
I enjoyed it
That's
this
me
year
on my
because I
weekend.
actually got to meet some really cool people as well. I felt like there was more there this year. You got to remember last year there was lots of COVID issues and things like that.
Yeah,
Still,
but Lewis, I'm not saying I didn't enjoy this year. I
oh
actually
no,
did enjoy this
you
year
enjoyed it,
more
but
than
you
last
felt
year.
like there could have been more games. 100%.
There was a lot of empty
I feel
space
like
again.
Sega and Nintendo had so much space personally,
I
But
think
but
they
there
fought
was
for
TikTok had
something
the most
different.
space.
I think TikTok, had the most space.
and TikTok, yeah, but
Wait,
TikTok always has the most space
what the hell are
They're the
they doing
sponsor.
there?
They're
because
sponsor.
so you can meet and greet and stuff.
So TikTok are there. They've got their own like booth or something. When you go in there, what can you do?
Sit on a sofa.
Sit on the sofa, meet and
Like a
greet.
casting couch type thing?
They were supposed to show you. They were supposed to be. I think could meet some influencers that were gone there. They would show
Yeah,
you how
but
to make
I wasn't
TikToks and
interested
stuff
in
like
them.
that.
They wasn't
Yeah, no, neither was
gamers.
I. Yeah, they were.
Not
There
all of
was a
them.
lot.
Not
Yeah,
all
they
of them.
were.
No, not all of them.
So, did you go in there?
No, one of my friends, Dean, he was sending me, oh, this girl that he follows is going to be there, and I'm like, she's not a gamer.
Kadea. She's a streamer.
No, it
plays
wasn't.
games.
She
There
does
was
game.
no. It was another person.
And she also does TikTok videos on how to stream and what to
No,
look at.
that wasn't.
Does
That
video
wasn't.
tech.
That wasn't the
does
one.
Quite a bit.
Makes
That wasn't
sense.
the one.
Makes sense. I mean, when I hear TikTok, I instantly associate it with
There was
those...
cosplayers there as well. Like there were some of the
I
TikTokers
usually-
that were going there were top cosplayers.
But there's a cosplay zone as well, so that's what you
Yeah.
get.
Oh, I'm
But-
sorry, what were you saying?
No, I was just gonna say, whenever I hear TikTok, I just instantly think of those god awful cringy dances that people do, and I just assumed it was like some sort of come make a TikTok and the
No,
official
pretty
TikTok
much.
booth.
That was
Yeah,
that was pretty much
yeah,
what
you
cosplayers
did see
doing
that.
their cringy dancing. I mean, we had one that was standing in the middle of the show in the retro section doing it, and repeating to get it right.
Oh,
But that
Jesus.
happens. But that happens. I think so. For me, for the 4 days, Thursday was Lewis and I went on Thursday, which is like most people on around. It was quiet.
It was like my babysitter.
It wasn't too bad. Friday was busy, and was more school run because it's industry day as well. So a lot of the people in the industry have the Friday off to come to the show. So there was a lot of people there. Saturday was an absolute blowout. I mean, we queued for 25 minutes, even with me having a super pass and what have you, just to get in.
Hang on, I have the video you sent me.
Yeah, don't bother showing it. I'll put the footage up because I did some time lapse stuff for it. So I ended up recording nearly 25 minutes to give me like 10, was it 5 or 6 minutes footage of a speed run all the way through. And it was crammed, but we had family with us. I had my sister and my nephew come with me. We had Charlotte, who's a friend of my sister's, come. She's another streamer. She joined us and we were just walking around. Could you get on any games? No, you couldn't because there were so many people. There were queues everywhere. And then Sunday was chilled. So it was quiet. We got to try the games out that we wanted to, that we didn't get to over the 3 days. Even Indy was, he hung around with us for like pretty much all four days that I was there. It was really good time. But even he said, Sunday was probably the best day because it was chilled. He could talk to people a lot more.
Yeah.
Game wise, I think there wasn't enough. And well, we can go into a little bit more. I was talking to a couple and we made a really good contact over at P-Cube, which we'd met at WASD as well prior. So we went over to see him again, say hello, and had a chat with him. And he was such a laugh. And he was saying, the difficulty was that you've got Comic-Con New York, and a lot of the games, they were surprised at certain ones. So like, for instance, everyone is expecting Square Enix to have a big thing. They didn't. They had one little booth, and they were showing their Little Miss Goody Two Shoes or whatever it is, the one that's already out, game that's already out. Whereas everyone was expecting to do something with Final Fantasy. But they said they're not. They're specifically there were developers and publishers specifically holding games back for other areas to release. So that's why they were doing it. So that's what I felt. A lot of the games were already out now. Coming soon was maybe 1 or 2. I think.
Problem is, they're
at the
still
most
catching
coming
up,
soon.
aren't they? They're all still catching up with
What do
the
you mean
whole.
by catching up?
Well, you got to remember they all went on like pause for a good few years.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that where we've got, if you were to look online now and say what's being released this month, next month, month after, from specific people or from developers, there's quite a bit, and we didn't really see that. What we saw was already out.
Yeah, true.
That's the thing, and I think and the difference was, and that's why I hung around P-Cube a little bit more, was because they were actually showing stuff that was coming out soon, hadn't been released. And
They
was
had quite a big booth.
And they had a
Yeah.
big booth. They had 6 games they were pre-showing, one of which, I think, 2 of which were
No, not
already
6
out.
games.
6.
No, because I spoke to
How many
every
were there
single-
on there on display?
so there was 3 on one
6.
side,
Yeah.
and there was 4 on the other.
What were the 4 on the other then? Because I thought there were 3 on both
so
sides.
the 4 on the other were
This is where Lewis gets his little red book. So those
So you
that
got
have
Curse
either
of the
seen us
Sea
on
Rat,
Twitter. Yeah, that's 1.
Potion Permit,
2.
Ghost Hire Season 1, Konosuba, God's blessing on this wonderful world. Love for
Okay,
these
that's where you
flows
give
of
it to it.
desire.
And then on the other side,
Alice
you
Gear's
had
Aegis, and then when the light dies was on one side, and on the other side was um, Knights versus Giant, the Broken Excalibur, Pocket Bravery, and Resistor.
oh, so that's 8.
Yeah, so there are quite
I
a
missed
few.
2 there. Okay, it's fair enough, but that's what I mean. That PQ have the most to release. And then there were others, obviously the little indies. The indie was a good. I just think it was weird because initially we thought it's really well spread out because it had loads of space for people, so you weren't crammed in, which was brilliant. But the quantity of what was there for you to look at and deal with wasn't huge.
It seemed full on the Saturday, like there was loads happening. But as soon as Sunday came around, you realized how much space there was.
Yeah.
For better or for worse?
Worse.
Spacing wise.
Spacing wise, I thought was better.
Yeah.
As in, like, for you to be around and not get cajoled everywhere. And I mean, apart from the market, they squished the market, like the stalls
Market
together.
was squished.
It was squished. And you saw that with a lot. So Lewis might go into it later, but you had Game Aid there, and they were doing this raffle thing, and they had a little booth to start with. Games Aid, okay, apologies. They had a little booth, and they were doing that, and then the following day they actually ended up directly opposite an open space that was against like a backboard with a massive area because they just got swamped by people. So they couldn't use their booth anymore. They got moved out to make it safer and what have you. But yeah, and then you had Sega took a massive space. I wasn't overly put out by the fact that Sega had a massive space because you had Persona 5, I think it was. Then you had
Sonic.
the Yakuza. Then you had Sonic. But the Sonic one, what they'd done is they did one side, which was where you get to play the game. The other side, they had their agility speed reaction machines. So you got to go in and try and hit the lights.
Yeah, I never got a chance to go into the Sega section. See, I'm not a fan of Persona. I just never been into anime.
Kill you for that.
I'm just not a fan of anime. Never have been. It's like I like my horror, whereas some people don't like horror.
It's fair enough. Yeah. Like there wasn't really much of attraction on the Sega for me either in regards to that because
there was no horror.
But that's the theme. So
you think near Halloween they would have had some horror games shown?
But again, the theme of the year is not real horror. There was a couple, 1 or 2, weren't there? There was.
Because I wouldn't really class it as horror though.
What was that? Was it Tap? There were two. There were 2 almost.
There was one that was called something like Hearts. I think it was Ghost Stories or something like that. There was swamped, and I only
depends on what you classify as horror though, Lou, because you've got like specialist horror kind of.
I mean, Deceit 2 would have been closest thing to horror that I saw, but again, not horror, not really.
Not the horror you like. There wasn't any.
Not the one that, not really, no jumping.
But it's not the one. It's not the theme this year. So there was obviously the big chunk of universities that were doing their games that weren't really published or weren't done by publishers. They were true, indie as in they were doing their masters or they were finalizing their careers and they had won to put their games up for people to try, which usually ends up being the highlight of the shows. Like you tend to find some good little gems in there, and then obviously they're not really available. Transfuser wasn't there this year. I don't know if that's anything to do with issues, but these guys were doing it. So it was Lewis. What was the university?
So you had their academy, which was a competition that they were doing.
Which university were our friends from?
Harry was Abbott Frost. I can't pronounce it.
Abbate.
Yeah,
I thought it said Albatross.
Yeah, he did. It was Abbate. It was Abbate University,
and
they had a few. And the highlight for me out of those, because the person we met at EGX last year, Harry, he was over at their university stand, and then he pointed out that his colleagues were doing a game of there. Really should go and have a look, and it was called Paper Trials. I think they might need to change the name.
Very good.
It's unfinished, but it was very good. It was developed by 8. Hold on, Lewis. Let me finish. It was developed by 8 students and was created in 1 month. It's drawing based, so it looks very like sketch arty, and you're a rabbit and you're being chased, and you have certain things that you need to do as you're running through here, and you're being chased by a wolf. So
I found something out about that game as well, something that they never told you.
Okay, go on then, Lewis. Let us know.
Right. It's based on a wolf being reincarnated as a rabbit.
You
Ow.
got that from the beginning of the game.
It tells you at the beginning of the game.
Oh, does it? Oh, okay. Well, I didn't get to play the beginning of the game.
No, you jumped in halfway through Ed and then looked a bit confused why the wolf kept getting you. They've added the mechanics
it
into
was
and
cool.
everything. But subsequently, everyone kept asking them about the game so much that the following day after I'd seen it and had a go and then came back, they had QR codes on like pieces of paper, pretty much like sellotaped up. And it was like, yeah, we've released it on itch.io. So it's like, yeah, we've done it there. We'd like to get it on Steam because everyone really, really loves it. Just it's like it's sepia. It's not really. It's like white and sepia. And they said the inspiration for the art style came away from those that know Harry Potter with the story of the 3 brothers and Deathly Hollows.
You know,
They did it
sometimes
that
I wish
good
we
style.
had that little window where we could show a little bit of what we've recorded and things like that.
I'll put some up. I did record some footage of all the games that I kind of like, and we will do that for everybody. But I wanted to mention that one because we said we would mention it, and then Priv as well, who was the guy we were talking to. So they look
Beautiful.
It's a really nice game.
I found out from Paul that it was actually based on the Deathly Hollows, the way it was drawn.
So the artistic
I fucking loved that.
developer was there. You spoke to him. Well,
I spoke to the art. I spoke to the art, the actual one that done all the art, and he also said, "I didn't get. Yes, I did get his name. His name. I spoke to because I wrote who I spoke to as well to give them credit.
Dutch.
So I spoke to because I always speak to the uni students. They have so much love for their games, and I love that. I spoke to Ollie. No, it was Ollie. I spoke to Ollie.
You spoke to Ollie.
Ollie and Alice.
Okay, so you spoke to another 2. So they were 8. They were bouncing around.
Yeah,
but it was just a lovely little game to have a look at. And there are some other games that we can point out. And I don't know if Hayden wants to jump in and say what.
Well, Lewis hasn't had a proper chance to talk about what he thought of EGX. So
oh yeah, good point. Sorry,
go back to that.
I did. I said I liked it.
Yeah, no, but your actual proper thoughts. You said you liked it, but
I would have liked more games, but honestly, I loved talking to people.
You did really well on Sunday.
You did really
you
well.
Amazingly on Sunday.
And I even got Tom that little message from the actual creator of his favorite game, which was crazy.
Oh, I saved that on my phone. That really.
When she told me that she worked for Frontier, I was like, "Wait, so you made?" And she went, "Planet Coaster, Planet Zoo, Jurassic World Evolution," and I was like, "You have got
3."
I said, "Please, please, please, can you just send a little message to my friend Tom? He's obsessed with your game, and I mean, like, he's weirdly obsessed with your game. That he'll play that over anything else." I said, "He's obsessed with Sims."
Yeah.
And she said, "Yeah, I'd love to," and that's what she said. She has love for the people that show love back. Like she opened up about how she's had people play her games and they've basically ripped it to shreds and then come back to her and she goes, "No, you was an asshole last time. No, I'm not working with you again. You don't get to pretend that we're friends now after you ripped into my game like it was." Like, you got to understand, we have feelings, and that's what she is. So people seem to forget that we developers, we're still human, we still have feelings, and they think we're going to want to work with them after how they treated us. No, it doesn't work like that. And I said, the game that she was showing was a game called I wrote it down. Because there were so many games.
He's really done very, very well this year, hasn't he?
It was called Stampede Racing Royale, and it's like Fall Guys meets Mario Kart. And the aim is and it looks unbelievable. And she couldn't explain what she's got in the works, but she said that they've got collabs in the works. So they're going to have you can and they're going to have a battle pass, a free one and a paid one. But it's really good because you start off with 60 people and it goes down so it goes from 60 down to the 40, then 20, and then the winner. And it is actually, and you can't, like in Mario Kart, you can like sneak slide, where you can like drift slide, and you can get forwards faster. Because they've worked really well on the accessibility, so people who have one hand, and I went, oh my god, and I mentioned Daz, who is the one-handed stick, and she said, that's what I mean. They've really worked on accessibility for people with disabilities and things like that. So you can't drift slide all the time. You can only do it when you go around corners and things like that. So they've really made it fair. And the best part is that there is all different like modes. So you had racer mode and a battle mode. And the battle mode is where you drive around an open thing and you basically have to defeat each other. Sort of like in Mario with the balloons, but it's different because you can actually build up all the pieces you collect. So you could collect like all these parts and then just fire the hell out of them. Cool. But you can't do that in the racer. And they've got a new. I had an NDA, I can't say, but she told me there is modes in the work, but I can't say what. And it's free to play, and it's going to be across all platforms. And it starts, and it's coming out early access is coming November the 2nd.
Nice.
So it's very soon, and all platforms by 2024. But it's going to start off at Steam in November 2nd, and at the end of the year, next year, be all platforms. You can unlock skins as well, which is cool. There'll be battle pass, and the creator of this game who worked on it worked for Frontier, and I was like, "You like made Thrillville." I said, "I loved Thrillville." I said it wasn't, but I said nothing could beat Thrillville. Planet Coaster just didn't have that, in my opinion.
Then she says she was lead on Planet Coaster.
Yeah, but their major focus was accessibility. That was the most important thing to them, was accessibility.
That seemed to be a theme this year, actually, which I thought was really, really good. Like,
can I give her a shout out?
Go on then, give her a shout out.
I wrote her name down. So, and the amazing person I spoke to was Elt. What's he doing?
What was that? Elt.
Elt.
I think
yeah, Elt.
And
she was really cool, and she was squash.
Very good.
Cool. To be fair, Lewis, I think you should mention that game to Daz. I think he would love.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking
racing
that.
Game.
We've also got to mention Thumb Warriors to him as well. Thumb Soldiers.
Thumb Soldiers.
Yeah. Which is based on, if you want to play a racing game, you can have like a racing piece for your controller.
If that's the case, would Paul like to take this, because he said
I will do. I shall be back in a second, though.
Okay. In that case, I will talk about Super Mario Wonders as we're waiting for.
Yeah, go on then.
So on the Sunday, me and Paul ran into EGX and got as close as we could, and then ran to Super Mario because it was one of the big AAA games that was there that everyone was queuing for on the Saturday. But we managed to get straight in, straight on, and we both played on the same Switch to try Wonders. And I'm really excited for Super Mario Wonders. It was absolutely fantastic.
Really?
Honestly, it was so good. Like, it's your usual Super Mario game. You know, you gotta get through the level, progress. But the things they added just made the whole experience completely a lot better.
I never got a chance to actually give it a go. That was one thing I wanted to, but unfortunately that line was ridiculous.
That's why we did it on Sunday.
But I really wanted to. I wanted to focus on. I wanted to focus on the indies this year because I had more chance they would actually speak to me. And plus, when you're trying to speak to someone them guys that work at Nintendo, because I knew one of them last year, they don't know much about the game. They're kind of there to just make sure it runs properly and
It's
things.
because it's
So
Nintendo.
all the
Life, not
AAAs, that's what
Nintendo.
they do. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's the same with the others. So Sega, they have the reps. It's very rare now for you to actually have product managers, more social media managers, or just people hired to
Yeah.
be, come and play the game. Come and
Like
play
I
the
know
game.
more about Gory now as well, which is amazing. Like I know a lot about Gory.
Cool. We'll talk about that in a second. So I disappeared for one reason, which was that. So yeah, you mentioned Thumb Soldiers, and there we go. So it's the Thumb Soldiers.
Oh yeah, I need to put that
and
on.
I said we'll give them a shout out. So they were in the stalls, and they have this innovative design, which is they call it. So it's thumbsoldiers.com, and what they have is what's called a stud kit, and then it has adapters for it. And I got it. So, the stud kit.
Oh, you bought some?
Fancy little baggies.
Yeah, I think you bought the starter pack.
Yeah, I bought the starter kit. Studs. Then you got the.
Have you had a go of it yet?
No, not yet. This is literally off thing. So what they have is these things. So they're like little circles, and then what you do
Little
is
circles.
Well, they are. How explain, Lewis? What are they?
Square.
Extensions to your controller.
What shape are they, Lewis?
Round.
You got to remember, boy, the circles. I mean, this is for the listeners of the podcast, though. So if Paul was to go, look at these, and then
Look at these knuckles. Yeah, so they're called
Knuckles,
these are called knuckles. And what you do is I got the Xbox one. So what you do is you literally
always currently fitting a knuckle onto his controller's
audio description for our
wobbly
listeners.
button. What's it
Wobbly-
called? Joystick.
Wobbly button.
Yeah,
Analog stick.
I used to call it the waggle stick.
The waggle stick. That's a good one. I like that.
Okay, so
I know a joke I wanted
locked
to
in
tell you guys.
place. And it doesn't come off. It's pretty good. And then you can either get stubs or studs.
Oh,
And what's called a race kit. So I got this one, but they do a unit which is actually, so these are to help with gaming and stuff like that, but they also do accessibility. They do one which has like a wrist rest in it, so it's got like a little U-shaped bit of plastic which you can put like on either one, and instead of using your hand, you can rest it on your wrist and control the actual joystick that way. So you don't actually use your fingers.
It was honestly,
quite
it was
helpful.
really cool. I have got to put up a shout out to them on Twitter, which I will do after the show.
I mean, to be fair, considering if I'm having a fairly bad flare up of my hands,
Yes.
that'll be incredibly ideal.
And do you know what? The woman we spoke to was marvelous. She was she even let us hold the controller and try it. And I said, I was like a kid at a candy shop. I was like, Paul, look at this. Oh.
So this one is actually the stud kit. Okay, so what it is, it's slightly wider, but it has the directions on it. So all you need to do is slot it in and then turn it, and you're done. And you get that slightly wider, but you can feel that up, down, left, right. And then you just literally turn, unswitch. And then they had this racer kit. So I got this. This is the racer kit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll do it. So for those that are listening, it's a circle, and I'm just going to lock it into place.
Is this on the right hand?
So you can put it whichever one you want. So extend your joystick. And then I got the other one, which is for it. So I'm just going to twist that in.
Looks a little bit like a handle then.
Yeah.
Honestly, there was some really cool ones, and she was getting them out and showing us and everything.
The racer kit looks like this. So what it does is for, say, your acceleration, you've now got a what looks like a little brake pedal, but it's grip, and it means that you can push forward and push back without any worry of slip. And then on this side is you put your thumb through, and you get slightly more direction rather than having to use your thumb tip. You can actually use your thumb to direct. Which I think is really good for people who have like bits of thumbs missing and stuff like that. And they do other ones. So they do the wider circle, so you can have wider top caps. You can have, like I said, the wrist rests.
And they were brand new. It was their first time on the show.
Patent is still pending, I think it says on the back. But there's a QR code and everything, and we'll share the information. But I thought they were brilliant. They do old school the joystick adapters. So you can actually put, instead of the ring, you can have one of the actual cones on the top. So you can actually put it down and move it that way instead. Like do that with it.
That is amazing.
They were brilliant, and they come in a kit, and you have like the high level joystick adapter and a low level joystick adapter, and you can choose which one because they're universal. So you could just put two on and then swap them around.
So do they fit? Is it like one size fit all controllers, or is there one specific to Xbox, one specific to PlayStation?
I think it was only Xbox from what I could see.
No. You got to choose what you wanted because obviously, depending on them, they say, did you want Xbox, PlayStation, or did you want Joy?
Oh, I didn't see that.
So you can choose what you specific. I think you'll find the Xbox and the PlayStation one should really fit because I think the tops are about the same. But the difference is
because you know the things you can get for the controllers.
Although
covers.
It's pretty rank is my one. That's from my Elite. It's got a divot in it. Yeah. Whereas I think the PlayStation don't, do they? They're over the top.
Yeah.
So they're this is concave and one's convex.
Oh wow! I've just found the website and I'm just looking.
You're looking
just
at
looking at
You
it.
can see.
Yeah, I can see it.
They're slightly differently shaped, so they might be slightly wider.
Oh, I like that. They've got whole different categories for like racing, FPS, adaptive, sports, roleplay, fighting, battle royale.
Literally, yeah. They had it for every single game. And when I said to Paul, what about Daz? This would be perfect for Daz.
That would be incredible.
Because he could play so many more games.
Well, he could try them out and see what he thinks. But these ones are my little racer ones. I want to see how they do. I got the studs because they were on the offer. So they were doing a giveaway for not a giveaway, but they were they're doing a special price like starter kit.
EGX, yeah.
For EGX.
Well, I mean, for like, to be fair, very fair in price as well, actually.
I don't think they're too bad, actually, considering,
I mean, for standard OEM controllers, PS4, 5, Xbox One, XS, Elite, Nintendo Switch, $15.97.
For the knuckles.
Well, this looks to be like the more adaptive navigation ones, where it's like the stick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, to be fair,
you'll still need to get the knuckle.
Yeah. So
that's where the difference is. You buy the knuckle first, which I've got in my hand, which is the little circular item.
So for the knuckles, all round for either PlayStation, Xbox, or Switch, £13.97.
They're not expensive at all.
No, not at all.
Boy, they did feel kind of they felt really nice.
Flickableness. No, that actually looks quite nice. I think. What are you gonna do? You're gonna put like their website in the description or something?
I think
like
so.
that?
Yeah, I'm gonna share it out. I did say we would give them a mention on the show. I liked the innovation of it. I thought, I did,
and I've also promised that I would shout them out on the Twitter as well.
Do we have to specify that this isn't sponsored?
This is not sponsored.
Yeah, no, this is just we liked
what we saw. We're telling
you
our own opinion on an item that we found at the show. There were plenty of others there that do items, but not specifically as innovative as I thought this was. I kind of regretted getting the knuckle, not the knuckle, the stud. I like the studs; they're great, but I really wanted those little joystickies. And I did gone for this at the time, and I thought, actually, maybe I could just get the joystick version instead.
You probably get them online then.
I probably will now. I'm going to try these out, see how they do. I thought they were really good. They felt comfortable. They also have, I don't know, Tom would have seen it. So they also have like the controller. So once you get that, there's another unit that is like the top of your controller stick, but has a little mini version above it on a hook. So you can go normal sized controller part, or you can go to precision above, which means that when you move it, it's not moving it as far because it's a smaller little hook bit on the top.
That looks very, very cool.
It does, doesn't it? And that's more for precision. So I'd imagine that would be something like you Tom, that would be for moving a crosshair around and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, if I wanted to do finer detail in, say, for example, Planet Coaster console edition.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'll be very nice. And you can see, because on the website you actually got someone using it, and you could see him using the smaller precision precise bit of the top, and it barely moves.
Yeah.
And it is actually quite snazzy. I think that's a nice little innovative thing, which can be beneficial for a lot of people, whether or not it is for for someone like me, for arthritis or anything, or for if you really just want to try something unique.
Yeah,
That's
or
very cool.
and specialize, like have slightly more specific adapters for the games you play. So if you prefer playing FPS, then you can go for it. This racer kit that I've got is the big circle, so that you don't have to worry about fatigue on your thumb on long-winded. Say you're doing a Monaco 24 in Forza or something like that, and doing it in real time. You just well, people like Daz have done things like that, or like the Goliath 50 laps. You've got your thumb, you're pushing down constantly, whereas you're just resting it and moving it left and right in the ring. It's pretty good. Yeah. So these were fantastic.
Do you think that he'll be able to use his right hand if he does that as well?
Potentially, depends. Like, this is why I think Daz needs to have a look and see what he thinks. And I'll share it with him anyway. And it says read instructions fully before you.
Well, he listens to our show, doesn't he?
Well, we hope so, but I'll still send in the details.
Yeah, we hope so. Subs, do us a favor. We know you listen to the show. Can you send it to Daz?
Everybody? So, gentlemen, I wanted to ask about in regards to EGX. I don't know if you've covered this when I was getting my washing. That's why I stepped away from the microphone.
Oh, I thought you went to get your controller or something, or your Planet Coaster.
No. I don't know if you could hear in the background, but the dryer was on, so it's not on anymore. Anyway, so I had to go get my skivvies out. So, I don't know if you can't.
Pants.
It's not just
don't you?
I was say you don't wash yours?
I wear boxers.
I'll wear them.
Oh no.
I wear pants.
We're not going down that route again. Last time we went down that route, we said no to the episode. Anyway, cool. With EGX, you mentioned how there was a particular section there which would be of great of interest for me. The retro.
Oh yes. We got some video.
Please, just Paul sent in our group chat the Atari Jaguar, and I may have squealed like a little excited child on Christmas morning.
I absolutely love the retro section every year. The guys do a fantastic job with keeping those units up and running and going. The arcade section, I was gutted with the queues for Afterburner. I did not get to go on the original arcade.
That as well.
But they fixed it
overnight.
And it broke again.
They did.
And then they fixed it again overnight. And I had such a nostalgia with that machine. I so wanted to get on it, but could I get on it? I couldn't. And the size of me, I probably would have broken the bloody thing now. Because I remember going, not being I was supposed to be, the square. I had the glasses and the whole little, this is the 90s, so I had a parting in the middle.
I've actually seen that picture.
And I was supposed to be like the square, so I was like a grade A student, but I liked truant quite a bit. So I used to bugger off, and I used to go to a place called the Johan Plaza, which was in Collindale, and that was an arcade. It was a Japanese arcade, and I would spend days playing Mortal Kombat and Afterburner and throwing money into the machines. So when I saw that thing, I was like, oh my God, it's just like, I really want to get in, because it was one of the first flight simulator, but combat. So it's like Ace Combat you have now. It was Afterburner. You were in an F-14. It's around when Top Gun was coming around, and it had a motorized seat. So when you were moving, the seat would go up and down and left and right. It wouldn't go all the way round, but it would properly move while you're flying the plane, which was in front of you while you were doing the shooting, which Ace Combat kind of copies now. But yeah, I was gutted I couldn't get on there. But then, like I'm saying, that you can see the excitement I had about the retro space. We just had everything there. Tom, there is video footage. I haven't put it out yet. You can't see the footage of the game, but there is all of us sitting down. Hayden wasn't there. So there's me, Masuko, Lewis, and the indie gamer playing 4-player GoldenEye on the 64.
I miss
Tom, I really hate this N64 The
Why do you hate the
controller,
N64?
the controller's terrible.
It is notorious for being
when
terrible.
we first, yeah, it is. And then on top of that, when we first played it, none of us had set the controller up to solitaire, so it was all over the place. Lewis managed to win, but everything was inverted. You couldn't lock on, you couldn't do anything, and it was just like it was so bad. Like having to use everything because it wasn't set up to solitaire. Anyway, and then we played the next round, and Indy won because we did the golden gun run. And he
had the golden gun.
He got the golden gun all the time. So it was just like out of 10 rounds. So it was good fun, and you just see our faces as we're playing and concentrating and having a laugh.
I can't believe I missed that.
And then they had Masuko was with us. So I said, Masuko's been on the show. He came down. It was brilliant to meet him. And he said, oh, Retro Zone, like, do they have a PC engine here? And I was like, well, let's go and have a look. And literally they had one on the corner. And he sat there and he played it for nearly an hour. They had the PC engine. By the way, that PC engine, I didn't send a photo because I didn't think you would be interested in it. They had the PC engine, the Pippin, and then the Jaguar all next to each other.
Yes!
Tom, I got video footage of it. Don't worry. I got video footage of it.
Oh my god!
All three in a row, all next to each other. Couldn't believe it.
I got video footage
at the time. So I just sent you a picture of the Atari with the hand sanitizer in front of it.
That's not what you called it on the chat, but yeah. Okay, so Heather had a go at me because I didn't join you guys. That was my fault.
Wait, she had a go at you?
Because I didn't join you guys. She goes, "You're a fucking idiot. You need to..." Oh dear.
Dominic,
don't worry, go on.
To be fair, I wasn't exactly. Paul had to keep an eye on me a lot.
Yeah, but Lewis, what we're saying is, in general, we were down, so there was three of us representing, and Tom, we did think that you missed out, but at the same time, we knew that it might be a little bit of a trek, but we really would love you to come with us next time because it's such a laugh
for both of them.
My following question is because obviously you know how much I love my retro stuff. If I came down for the whole bunch, because Heather was like, you should have gone down for the whole, because I said it was like a week thing. She goes, just go down for the whole bloody week, book the time off and everything. So if I was to do that next year, if I was to linger around the retro section the whole time,
it would be all right. That's the whole.
I'm just saying, would there be enough for me to just...
there's loads. It's every console you can think of.
So
not Series X though. I never saw a Series X or PS5.
No, because it's retro.
I know. I just remembered my brain just kicked in and said, "No, Lewis, that's because it's not retro."
They had LANs in the middle as well. So, like I said, we had 4-player.
I played Halo.
You had LAN, like a LAN party type thing.
I played the original Halo
section as well. So, if you wanted to go to the new Modnade, it was Halo 2.
Oh, to Halo 2.
On the OG Xbox, we had there was the PS2, the PS1,
Monkey Ball,
Ataris,
Mario Kart.
Like
they've even got a child section where you can play child-friendly games. Like there was Mario, one of the
Gang Beasts,
and all stuff like that. Dude, they had everything. You could even paint a miniature. I didn't even realize for the end.
I am really disheartened that I didn't come.
But the retro section. So you could come in. Why we did a lot of the retro section because with your tickets you get the after show party if you want to stay around. So once all the exhibitors have closed, which is 6 o'clock, you kind of get ferried down to the retro section where you can spend the evening having a drink and playing the games. So we were there, it was Killer Instinct on the stand-up arcade. We were playing Killer Instinct against, playing each other.
I lost.
Primal Rage, Armageddon.
Until he cheated and used Blizzard.
1943, the original arcade. Pac-Man 3D. Ghost
I got it all on video.
Outrun, the sit-down Outrun arcade machine. Sit down in the car and off you go.
I played that one.
There were some really old classics, and that's what I love about the retro section every year is the fact that they keep it running. Yes, 1 or 2 break. Like the last year, it was Sega Rally got played to death, died, and they couldn't bring it back. And people were gutted that Sega Rally was not available on arcade.
Before we go to Lou, were they open to, say, offers? Because
No.
you know,
No, you can't buy them. No.
You can't buy them because they are classic running. I mean, like they have all of them. So they have the music section, so Guitar Hero, bongos, and all of that
Even
in
the
one
shooting
section.
ones.
And then they have the shooting, so they've got old little 14-inch CRTs with the little guns
Time
there for you to play
Crisis.
Time
We
Crisis.
played
and what have
kind
you.
of Carnival.
We played
Carnival.
Carnival, the stand-up arcade. Yeah.
I'm gutted they didn't have like the Time Crisis that version.
Yeah, the Time Crisis machine's quite big, so it's very rare that it actually comes to the.
Oh no, it runs
Yeah.
on the PlayStation. Runs on the PlayStation.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
but
it
it's
was
not the same.
there. I
I'm
just
used
meant
to
like the
playing it.
stand-up arcade.
I'm used to playing it up in
Mortal
like
Kombat.
South End and things like that.
Stand-up, original arcade machines. It was really good. And sorry, Tom, to
He's
rub your
upset.
nose in it.
He
He's
really
upset.
wish he came.
I'm
Was it
genuinely
Just keep an eye
pissed.
out for our videos. We're
The
making
Amiga
videos.
1200.
Stop it.
Yeah.
I've just spent 500
Neo
odd
Geo.
quid on a Steam Deck. Leave me alone.
Yeah, that's the point. You can bring up that. You've just forked out for a Steam Deck.
Before we jump into his Steam Deck, what was one game at that show that you enjoyed the most?
Can we talk about a couple of games?
Yeah, I think we should.
I
Yeah,
want
I
to
was about to
give
say, this
one.
whole thing was going to be pretty much about EGX anyway, so go right ahead.
I want to give one, just because I love this one with so much of my heart, and talking to her so many times was just amazing. I loved her to pieces. She was so easy to talk to, and I enjoyed. And she gave me some advice on Cody as well, which really, really was. She has such a heart of gold. And can you guess her name?
Dave.
Stephen.
Beatrice.
Ash.
Close.
It was not even close.
I know,
So,
I'm kidding. I'm sorry, Ash.
When I first got in on Thursday, I had to go and meet the creator of Billy Bust Up. I had to say hello to someone that made Cody smile that big, right? And when I came up to her and I said to her, "I'm the one with the," and she's Cody, and I'm like, "Yes, I'm the one with Cody." And she got, "Oh, I love Cody." So like she thought Cody was brilliant, and that really, and she was like, "I really wish I could have met him." And I'm like, "Oh, you got one day. I'm gonna have to ask Leanne to let me take him." Because he would absolutely lose his mind. And she drew him a little picture, and I've got it in it. She drew him she done a little autograph for him and everything. You think I'm joking? I'm not joking. She actually made him smile. Look at that. She drew him a little picture of Fantokyo and everything.
That's cool.
Oh,
That's cool.
And I
That's
said to
really
her,
sweet.
like, you don't realize how much I'm a fan of yours now. Like, you are so down to earth. And she actually was just so nice to talk to. She was so down to earth, and she even told me a little bit about the game as well, which was amazing.
What was the game?
Billy Bust Up. So I got information
think
on that.
we can all say that Billy Bust Up was one of our favorite games at EGX. It was really good.
It was really good. Like for a platform, the way that it was designed, the music was phenomenal as it was. Like really engages you in the game.
So, Lewis,
yeah,
do you want to go on about it? Because you've got
Yeah.
loads.
Yeah,
Well,
I got loads of information.
Crack out the Red Book of Lou.
So as soon as I came over, I was like, now that I'm not in fanboy mode, can we have a chat? And she said, of course. And I said, first of all, I said, what made you have the idea? And she said to me, it actually started with only two people, her and Kate, right? And one of the characters is actually based on Ash, and that's Fantokyo, which is her favorite character and Cody's. So it started off 7 years ago. It's taken 7 years to make. And I was like, 7 years, wow. It started off with two people. It's now got 15. So that game, with all that love and affection in that game, is 15 people now. Before it was only two. It was only Ash and Kate. And it's based on Spyro. The game is based on the same mechanics of Spyro, where you've got different worlds. Each chapter, there's 5 chapters and there's different worlds. It takes 2 hours, she said, for her to play one chapter. The best part is there's a boss for every single chapter, and one of them you can see is Barnaby, which is the one you saw. You had Fentokyo, and you've got to basically collect these like all diamonds, the orange like emerald thing, and you have to get all five. And you're basically tasked with you're recruited by Aristotle, the pink creature that you see on the picture with Billy, and your aim is to collect all of these like diamonds. But as you can guess, these diamonds ain't going to be easy to get, and you will come across some amazing bosses, and every single one of them has their own song. And she based the songs on songs that get stuck in your head, like Disney songs. She said that's where she got the idea from catchy Disney songs that really you don't forget. And I said that's brilliant. They ain't Disney songs. They're based on the same feeling of what you get from a Disney song. Like if you heard a Disney song, you go, "Oh, I love that song," and it will never leave your head. Like I've got you know in Pinocchio, the hum dee 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 dee, that one. Cody sings it because of me. So I got it stuck in his head. His mum ain't happy about that. But the songs are so good and they really are actually enjoyable. And the best part is that every single character is based on someone with a autistic trait. For example, Fantokyo is based on Ash. That character is based on Ash. And you've got Barnaby, he's autistic. And that's what I like. I like the fact that it's got a proper meaning to autism. And it's just such a beautiful game and colorful and just I loved it. I could have spoke to her for hours. She was just so nice and honestly, it was just a pleasure. So Ash, if you ever hear this,
passion in your voice, Lou.
Really, he's really
like that. Really hard for it. And to be honest with you, the game was like it was. Lewis said to go over and try. There was always someone there, and then we got to sit down, and I was like, "Wow, yeah, no, this is a really
special
game." Yeah, really
and you do sit there going,
"Yeah," with the music.
You actually don't care if you die because you have to start again, and you're like, But it's.
What other highlights did you have? Like, what other games really stood out for you? Because I know you literally on Sunday went round every single stall.
Tried to. I ran out of time near the end.
But I mean, like
I was late for our dinner and everything.
Yeah, you were. Give some really
an hour late.
Anyway, yeah. So come on. So we've got Billy Buster. That's your highlight.
So I loved talking to Swipe Right's team and playing their games. I enjoyed the Grinch. I found that so much fun.
I did as well. I bought it.
Yeah, and I got the achievements that no one else did. I was playing through it and I was collecting everything and I was getting achievement here, achievement there, and I was like, I'm sorry, I might be getting all the achievements so no one else can. But I loved speaking to Georgia, Mike, and Amy. So down to earth. They absolutely love Cody. They even done a little video for Cody, but I can't show because it was only between me and Cody. Not allowed to show.
Which it should be.
Yeah. And told him how he loves Paw Patrol, he loves their games, and they actually want me to make content with Cody.
So let's be clear. So Swipe Right are a promotional company.
Yeah, for OG games.
They were representing OG games at the EGX show this year. So they had 3 games on show, which was in the family section, which was The Grinch That Stole Christmas, which is the story of the Grinch, and you go around as the Grinch collecting parcels and getting through the story. And it's a platformer. Really good. It was quite engaging. I know Hayden has played games like this before because of his little one, so maybe not as interested in it as we were.
This Grinch game, very quickly, is it like a revamp of like the PlayStation 1 game of the Grinch?
No, it's side scroller 3D.
Okay, I'm just curious.
I know what you're on about because I actually played that when I was with my dad at one of the caravans. And I actually know what you're on about, and that was actually a fun game. But they also the Transformers was really fun. I really enjoyed the Transformers.
Transformers is based on the newer cartoon Transformers. These are based for the younger generation. The younger generation. They are for kids or whatever. And Paw Patrol. The Transformers one was quite surprising. Actually, it's based on the newer version of Transformers, the cartoon. You play Bumblebee, and then you go through the story. But the difference with it is that it was open world, which was really good.
You could drive
I like the
around
fact that
and
you could just go wherever you wanted with it, which was pretty good. You follow up to do stuff, but I don't think Hayden got a chance to sit down and
I didn't
try
get a
it.
chance, no.
I've got some
So we didn't
video
get to sit
footage of
down to
it as
game on that
well.
one. But yeah, that was quite interesting. I really enjoyed both of them. But I got the Grinch and I thought, oh, maybe.
See, Paw Patrol, I played at home with Cody, so I didn't sit down. I didn't
Patrol was
think of
already
sitting
out.
down to
Grinch
but then
and Transformers got released on the 13th.
yeah, it came out the next day. That's why they were there. But another game I really enjoyed playing was actually Tin Hearts VR.
See, whereas I thought I would really like that one, and it got boring for me very, very quickly when I played it before.
See, no,
No offense.
so
it's a lovely little game, but for a puzzler, I was just bored quickly.
Yeah, so I spoke to Devon and Sam, and they were awesome. Unfortunately, they told me to be ready that this was an emotional game.
It is
and
an
I
emotional
went,
game.
how emotional? And they went, it's made people cry. And I'm like, maybe I'll leave it for now then.
Yeah.
Because I asked them straight up a question: does anyone lose their parents? And they went, can't tell you. But trust me, play it. And I'm like, I really can't if I know that someone loses a parent. And they were like, it make you cry. And I went, I'm gonna have to give it a miss for a little while. But they basically told me a bit about it, and it's all free. So the game comes if you own the original version of the game, the flat mode, as they say. The update is free, and it turns your game into VR. And it is actually really good. I actually got to play the PSVR 2. I like the controller. I don't like the headset. I feel like it's way too loose, and it feels a lot heavier. There was a time where I had to keep doing this to hold it up.
You had the same issue with Pico. It's just because of your pea-sized head.
Suck it. And actually, so if you have it on PS4, you will get the free upgrade for PS5, which then you can use for the PSVR 2. So it's a free upgrade, which is absolutely amazing. They showed me the 3D printed soldiers that was made in their office, and they were cool. Like, I was like, can I have one? They went, fortunately not. The game just came out, so it came out in April. So it's not a game that's been out long. So it's cool that they've brought out the game and then they've gone, we've got a VR version coming out as well, which is I found really cool.
6 months old.
Yeah, so I'd rather play it in VR personally. I would because it's more fun. But the best part was it's as you go along, you unlock more abilities, and there is it's the same game, exactly the same game. There is new puzzles though. That's one thing they told me. There's new puzzles in the VR mode. So that was cool. So it's got new bits.
Maybe I'll revisit it.
But
what else is there, Lou?
Another game that I really enjoyed playing, and this one was because it was too close to home. And I couldn't play it. When he told me, I spoke to the guy and he followed me on Twitter, and he was really, really nice. And it was called, I would tell it, Pine Hearts.
Pine Hearts did look good. I didn't get a chance to play
So
Pine Hearts.
It's an itsy bitsy adventure game where you are a Tyke. Your name is Tyke, and you are returning to the caravan park where you grew up with your father to conquer the mountain that you haven't got in your little book. And as you going up and doing bits and pieces for the villagers and things like that, and unlocking skills to get up to this mountain, you kind of find out that this is actually based on the creator's actual life. He used to go camping with his dad and mountain climbing, and unfortunately, he lost his father last year. So this game is, and I went, is this game? And he went, yes. And I said, I can't play it. I can't play it. I said,
So, I mean, I know they're quite touching in regards to the stories and whatever, but are they really your highlights of the show because you didn't really get to play them?
I did, but I recorded and let them play it for me.
Right.
As well.
I'll just make it.
But when he started telling me more about the story, he even said when he talks about it, he does still get choked up because he said to me, I said to me, I can't play it. And he was like, I'm guessing you've lost your dad. And I said, he went, do you mind if I ask when? And I said the 10th of September. And he went, oh yeah, no, maybe leave off for a little while because it's too close to home. And I went, yeah. Yeah. But it was amazing, and the guy was such a really nice person to talk to. He's based in Scotland as well, which is really cool. So it's actually based in Scotland. So it's basically his life put into a game, and it's nice. You collect memories, and you see little memories of him and his dad in the game. Obviously, not him. His pictures.
Yeah.
And it comes out. It won't be available. The demo won't be available till February 2024, but it will be coming on Steam March 2024 and Switch, but the demo won't be available till February. But it was really nice, you know. You get to see his relationship with his dad, and honestly, it's a true story, and I kind of like that.
Cool. What about you, Hayden? Give us some gaming highlights.
Mario, I really loved it.
I agree with that one.
It was a nice change to the same old platformy type game, and the things
minimal
that added.
AAAs.
Yeah,
having that there was actually quite good, and it did come across really, really nice.
I think we could have carried on, couldn't we? We would have carried on playing that.
We would have carried on playing
if there wasn't the queues and queues of people wanting to play it. Billy Bust Up again, loved it. It was just so good. I just can't believe how good that game was. There was the the samurai game.
Spirit of the Samurai.
Spirit of the Samurai. It's a side scroller.
Thank you to Indy for pointing that one out.
Yes, once again, thank you, Indie Gamer. It was a side scroller where you played as a samurai, and there was a demon that has one of the Japanese demons have Oni. Sorry, yeah, was taking over the world, and it was just nice little game, and it wasn't. It was there was a bit of difficulty in it, and it was a bit of a challenge, but it was just a swipe and slash side scroller. But the thing that drew me to it was how good the VODs were, the video.
They were amazing, weren't they? The FMVs on it were just brilliant.
They were AAA good. Like, they were amazing.
It made Trek to Yomi. I can't remember what it's last Trek to. It made
Trek
that look.
Trek to Yomi, yeah.
It made that look like an indie game.
Trek to Yomi is an indie game.
No, like it made that look like an indie game. Like it was made by
no, I just think that
a smaller studio.
You can't compare. I think the Trek to Yomi is that Shadow-esque one, whereas they've done this side scroller. It's 3D. It's very well got graphics, and it. I mean, like the downside was when I finally got to sit down, they didn't put what the controls were at the front, and it was only until the actual, I think he was the dev, actually turned up and said, no, don't press the X button. You need to do this. And so your movement is you move left, right, up and down with your left stick, and you do your moves with your right stick. And if you hold it in one position, it'll do combos. X is parry. Y was something else, and B was roll, and then you got to pick up and stuff like that. So, yeah, for me, Spirit of the Samurai was hot topic as well.
Does look beautiful.
Aiden,
and there was I know you didn't like it, Paul, but it was that music turn-based, that music in the time of the Robobeat, yeah. See, I really loved Hi-Fi Rush, but this was a first-person shooter, time-based hack and slash shooter hack and slash, and I quite liked it. It was minimalistic. Just, I think it would have been cooler in VR if there was a VR mode, because it just reminded me of one or two VR games that I've seen. But I really liked it. It was just simple. Stab and shoot into the time to the beat. You could choose which track you wanted to listen to.
I learned the story behind that as well.
Sorry?
I learned the story behind Robobeat as well.
There's a story? I just thought it was...
Yeah, so you're it's based in Sweden. Right? It's roguelite, but you're a robot bounty hunter, and you're looking for a target. And he's basically locked himself in the top of this mansion. But this mansion has floors, and each floor has traps and things like that. And you're basically trapped in this mansion, and the only way out is going up, and once basically catching your target. But the coolest part that they told me is if you've got your own music with a strong beat, you can add that to the game and go by your music.
That's cool. Now that's
But you need the MP3. That's the thing. He said you need the MP3, but you can have your own music in the game.
That's cool.
So I thought that might be something that, because you've got your own that music.
Yeah.
And it's got a strong beat, your music. So you could even play against yourself with your music. Yeah, I found out a lot of details on anything I could get.
I know. I can see a little red book, and I think maybe we'll have to do like a little special because you've got so much in there. It might be quite cool for you to do. Like you've got pages and pages and pages of it.
But Paul, what was your?
Yeah,
highlights?
I was going to say. So for me, highlights were, Mario Brothers, Wonderland, wasn't it? I thought
just
it was
Wonder.
Brilliant. It was great as a two. Yeah,
Oh, Wonder.
Yeah, it was a brilliant for a AAA. Spirit the Samurai, top notch. Precinct, really good, almost GTA-esque. PC. You're a policeman. Got to go out and do certain aspects of it. It's quite difficult to drive the vehicle, but I quite like that about it. Hold on, Lewis. Let me get me games out of the way. Then you can. Then there was also, like I mentioned earlier, so it's called Paper Trails. I'll put the link in for that for itch.io at the moment. I don't know whether I think it's free to download. It's still rough. That was designed by the 8 students as one of their finals. The 40 people applied to be through their games. 10 succeeded. 6 got into EGX. They were one of the 6. Beautiful look for the Paper Trails. And then in the left field place, which is obviously truly out there, not proper independent, where they're just people who have done their games, is the Isle of Sea and Sky, which was very it's a puzzle based game which is 2D, 16-bit, looks very much like Pokemon, old school but in colors, and you've got to work out how to get around blocks and get things. So it's created by Jason Newman, and it's published by Jason Newman. So there you go. Is he getting his hobnob in the fridge again?
No, I've got my M&M's this time.
Oh, he's got his M&M's out of the fridge. So actually, I'll give you a little speak of it. It's a fantastic open world puzzle adventure. Solve innovative block puzzles while unearthing a mystifying story, gaining new friends that change the puzzle landscape, and unlocking powers that provide more options for how you choose to progress through. There is a demo available on Steam. That's the Isle of Sea and Sky. And Trash Goblin, which isn't coming out till 2024. But Tom, you might like that one. So it's almost like on the screen you've got you're a goblin. You've got a table and there's little trinkets and stuff that you collect. And then you need to either clean, wash, and upcycle them and try and sell them. So it's a wholesome and cozy shopkeeping game where you uncover and clean trinkets, then upcycle them to sell them endless, colourful, and quirky customers. Spend your savings to upgrade your shop, buy new and better tools, and even expand your business to exciting new districts across town. It's not out till 2024. Similar games to that are Stardew and Power Wash. It looked really good. I quite liked it. Didn't get to play it fully, but its release date not till 2024.
Look at that one.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
I've just listed.
So did you have a look at Precinct as well? Because that was quite a cool.
That looks amazing.
Yeah, it does, and it's got
good,
really good, intense like sound files and stuff. It was really good, guys.
I'd like to just drop in When the Light Dies,
which is a P-Cube one. I was getting onto P-Cube. When the Light Dies,
Sorry.
which is kind of like Vampire Survivor. I know you like that, Hayden. But it's twin stick, and I don't like twin stick, but I actually quite like that one. And P-Cube, let's give a shout out to Preve. He was the guy that we were talking to at P-Cube at WASD, and he was back again. We've invited him on the show.
Wait, can we shout out all of them, the ones I talked to?
We can shout. We can do a shout out afterwards. Let me finish the games up, mate. So I'll shout out Preve because he also has Pocket Bravery, which was the one that we played at WASD and did again here, which is the Street Fighter stroke kind of 2D colourful game. It's nice. Have a look, Tom. It should be available. And also Knight versus Giant, which is like Hades but an indie version. It's really cool. I think that's it for the games, unless I'm missing something else. What else did I try out? I tried so many that were in the indie
Indy
bit.
mentioned that teal. I've lost the name of it. Bow Path of the Teal Lotus. He said that was quite good. I didn't get a chance to try it, which I wanted to.
Pocket Bravery's
It's
out
a
now.
2D
There is a
platformer.
demo available, and it has access, accessibility things, so you can actually switch the controls down to 2 buttons for fighting. I quite like it. It looks really nice. I think that was my list of games. I took a load down and I've done some videos of them and everything. Didn't try. You know what? None of us tried Prince of Persia, did we?
No, not interested.
I didn't get a chance.
There was never really a queue for it, but just
No,
not
but
interested.
Oof. So go on, and gents, in one word, describe your experience at EGX. Just one word.
enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
Fun.
Professional.
Very, very nice. Well, I like that. A nice little variety of answers there between two of you and Lou. I wish I was there. I do wish I was there, but
Edgen, what word did you say?
Me,
But
fun. I enjoyed
Fun.
it. It was great.
Yeah, enjoyable.
Yeah.
go on then, Lou.
I know the story of Gory now.
Oh, and that is one, but I did bring that up on West, hence why I didn't put it as a highlight for this time, because I've done the demo and then I played the full game by accident at West. So, yeah, Gory, the Cuddle Carnage. Go on. Full story.
So the level that we played is only one level, right? Right. And that's a planet where toys have been mutants, are basically turned into mutants and come to life and kill the humans.
Nice.
But anyway,
So
it's
where
been
was that? That was a planet.
Yeah.
Okay. So how does Gory get there?
crashed in a spaceship.
All right.
He's mentioned this before.
But anyway,
I'm just making a point. So
it's a hack and slash.
If any of our listeners want to go back to episode 2 and was Wise, did we do Wise or episode 1? Go to episode 1 and have a listen.
So it's very strong. It's got a very strong story, but unfortunately, they couldn't tell me what at NDA. But the name Gory was basically because the game is gory.
How do you spell Gory then?
Gori.
Okay.
Demo's available on Steam. Gory Cuddly Carnage.
Oh, he told me to when I asked about the aspects of the game, he said there's horror elements and comedic, but it is not for kids.
Yes, we know. We mentioned in episode 1. With Hayden's poor child sitting on my lap while I was playing it. But he loved it and he didn't get to hear any of the sound or see any of the words.
But basically, in that level, the toys are turned into mutants.
Behave yourself, Tom.
Literally,
I didn't say anything.
You didn't have to.
But no, I do know. Sorry, I do know the story. They did say I can say this, but I can't say the other stuff. Gory and the gang are trying to save the professor.
Okay, and that's where we need to find out who the professor is. Don't spoil the story.
No, I don't know. They wouldn't tell me. He nearly told me. He nearly told me his favorite level, and it wasn't the one we played.
No. I would assume not.
But he says that the hoverboard is not actually a item; it's a character.
Yep. Did you not realize that when it talks to you?
Yeah, but it's actually a character.
Okay, quite cryptic there. Is there anything else? Because we are getting to that time now where we usually wind down. So,
which I think is it's a longer episode today, isn't it? Because we were talking about EGX, and maybe we can carry a bit on in the next one. Don't know, or if Lewis wants to do a special.
Oh, solo special where Lewis just completely goes off on.
I'm just going to make videos.
Yeah, make videos. It's up to you, dude.
Right.
So, just about to say final message before we wrap it up.
Do you want to
Well,
do some
give your
shout
shouts
outs?
out. Do your shouts outs, Lou.
Yeah, I forgot to get some of their names though.
Well, then you can't shout them out, can you?
So the lady that talked to me about Star Trucker, it made me laugh when she told me about it because she said it's a trucker in space. I said, "You mean a lorry?" She went, "It's American." I went, "Ah, okay." Pine Hearts Rob, and he'd like to come on our show.
Well, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Whenever anybody wants to come on our show, they can just,
Stronghold, they were really cool. That game is actually been is 20 years old. Got 7 entries, and it's the remaster of the original in 2001. I said Tom would love this. Make Way, which I met, they knew exactly who I was as soon as they saw me because they remember me from WAS, which is cool. I love it when I get told that they remember me. Like they see thousands and thousands of people and they remember me. It makes me smile. LOD Elt, the dev Elt from Stampede Racing Royale. I wish I got some of their names. Zero Sivert, Mecha Global Defense. I spoke to Jeff. He's a uni student, and that was his second year uni project. Adorable Dog Nomageddon, and I didn't write their names down. Just should have. Oh yes, I did. Callum, Harrison, Joe, Matthew, and Ian. Coralis spoke to Chris. Miniature Mayhem, they wasn't there, but they were 2 brothers, and they just finished, and they've got a studio called Far Away from Failure. The Precinct, which was which was Jack.
Games, was it?
Jack and hang on, that's the message me on here actually. Hang on, because I need to see. So it's just, otherwise I'm a
Koali was the publisher.
yeah.
Entry Games.
Liam. Um, then we have Robot B, the Sons of the Samurai. Jack Richardson was the project manager on that. He spoke to me. Wild Mender, he sent me a load, and he follows me on Twitter, which was really cool. And he sent me a load of really, and I mean, they're really beautiful what you can make Wild Mender look like at the end.
Wild Mender is a beautiful game.
Yeah, X4 Foundation spoke to Chris, and it's been in the work for a very long time. Actually, Paul, you might like X4 Foundations because it's organic. The universe is organic. Every ship is going to a location. You could follow that ship if you wanted to. A bit like No Man's Sky. There is worlds out there you won't find yet, but it's organic. There's their own thing on that world. Deceit 2, I spoke to the CEO, James. Tin Hearts VR, I spoke to Devon and Sam. Dory, spoke to Liv. Bulwark, spoke to Devon. Billy Bust Up, Ash and Kate. Knights vs. Giants, spoke to Richard. Pocket Bravery, Richard again. Resistor, I spoke to Aaron. Spoke to Carl and Sean on Deliver Rodent.
Can I just check before we carry on? Is this just every single person you spoke to?
No, just the games and who I spoke to when talking about the games. That's the shout out, right?
Well, yeah, I suppose so. It's just I thought there were like specific people that you were shouting out.
Oh, no.
Everybody you spoke to.
No, everyone I spoke to.
Well, maybe you want to do that on the special show because I think you spoke to every every single stall bar.
But I'm nearly done. I've got literally like 4 more pages.
4 more pages.
That's what I mean.
Right. Paper Trials, Ollie and Alice.
No, we'll
Damage
finish.
Control.
Do the highlights for this one. No offense to everybody on there. We're not stopping the shout outs for him, but I think Lewis can do the rest of the shout outs on his special on the info that he's got because 4 pages.
Special. Oh no, but I'm nearly done.
4
the
pages.
4 pages are the same character person though.
How many more people do you need to shout out, Lewis?
5.
All right, well, hurry up.
Okay. Konosuba, it was Layla. When the Light Dies, I spoke to Daniel, Chloe, and Layla. Dan and Layla for Alice Gears. Ghost PR Layla. Potion Permit Chloe. And Curse of Rats Chloe. Done.
So Chloe's now covering Potion.
Permit. She was the one who done the footage for me.
Oh right, okay. All right.
And
okay.
she's obsessed with that game. She was like, "This is my game. This is my game." And I was like, "Oh, okay, brilliant." So you can tell me everything I need to know. And she went, everything. I was like, "Sweet."
Okay, so I'll just do 4 shout outs. One that Lewis didn't add to the end, which was streamer King CRT. Brilliant guy. Will be on the show at some point. Lewis, thank you for introducing us. I think he's a great guy, and he'll be fun to have on. So if you haven't checked him out, check him out on Twitch. And it's Kings
I knew that you were going to give him the
_
shout out
CRT.
anyway.
Yeah, whatever. And then we have who joined us with my sister, which was Charwee TV, Charlotte. She was a good laugh on Saturday. She also streams on Twitch, so that's Charwee, CHARWEE TV. Here, if you want to have a look and see that.
Can you shout out the games aid? I forgot games aid.
No, I'm not going to forget that. That's your little bag. You
games aid, Gina, Lily, and Gavin. There you go. I'm done.
Okay. And you didn't shout out Swipe Right.
Swipe Right, Mike, Amy, and Georgia.
So you weren't done.
There you go. I think that's him. And then
now I am officially done. Oh, and Ubisoft Neil.
Okay, and then finally, just not to dampen the whole thing, is Prev over at P Cube. We met at WASD. Brilliant guy. Will be on the show. Hopefully, we've
and
invited
Stephanie
him to come on. Fucking hell, Lewis.
That's definitely last.
Shut up.
Just fucking do your own video. We're just thanking everyone, please.
There's shout outs and then there's shout outs. Yeah. You really put a damper on the end. I do really want to stress Prev was a brilliant guy. He was amazing at WASD. He was interactive. He was engaging. He's a great social manager. And
I literally walked in and he remembered me straight off the bat. Remembered my name, everything. So
showcasing Procket Bravery. Think it's a brilliant game. He was really engaging. Had a good chat with him. And finally, I'll just shout out John T, who's over at Super Rare now, but he was at PQ. Thank you ever so much. So, on that note, I think we can finalize. Anyone we didn't shout out, Lewis will be adding to the list on the next special that he'll do, where he'll read through his 154 pages of Red Book, because well done to him, actually. Joking aside, he did really well. He spoke to everybody as much as he could, really engaged with them, got some questions in, got some information about the games, and really did some hard work on the Sunday. And thank you to Masuko for being an awesome guy. And I was going to follow up with the indie, but Masuko came all the way over. He flew over. He was here for 2 days. Had a great blast hanging out with him. He's been great on the show, and we'll have him back at any time. And yeah, if you want to see, there will be some footage of him playing the PC Engine. And also some little funny bits of him in the background, which you may have seen on Twitter or on Instagram. I've posted on my one. Hayden, do you have anyone you want to shout out?
Yeah, you know what? Because we've not mentioned him, Luke Steele. He was there.
Oh really my God! How could I do that? Sorry, Luke. I am such an idiot.
I forgot.
How can we forget Luke Steele? He was a blast as well. It was brilliant to actually meet him in person.
Sorry,
he
Luke.
He was Indy's right-hand man. Oh well, I'll say that, but literally
really nice
probably
guy.
at the hotel. I'm joking. That's not.
Who were?
That's what Indy would have liked. Yeah. So yeah, Luke, it was brilliant.
Can we shout my brother out as well?
Yeah, James, you want to shout your brother out?
Thank you, James and Marilena, for coming to the show with me.
There you go.
I got you up early in the morning, and you just got back from work, and you didn't sleep yet.
Fair play. And then obviously the last shout out to my sister and to my nephew Jay for coming, and well done to Jay for handling his first ever EGX on the busiest day. With a bit of flat, but I have to actually mention, he did get to sit on the play seat and try Forza, and he didn't do too bad. He did a lap in 1 minute 30. So fair play to him.
Do you know what he
Well
was?
done, and
He was
keep
an
coming.
awesome kid.
He did brilliantly.
He
So,
was
yeah.
he was awesome, and he was so thankful for that thing I gave him as well.
Yeah. Cool.
Such
Right.
a actual legend.
Right. Okay. On
Wait,
that
can
note,
I
think
mention
we'll
the
call it-
charity?
Yeah, go on. I thought you already had.
Right. So after EGX, I got in touch with Games Aid through Gina, who gave me her number to talk to her about. I'm doing a live stream raffle the end of the year, hopefully, and I've been behind the scenes talking to some developers, project managers, things like that. Me and Gina have some codes. I have some codes, and we're basically going to be doing it to raise money for kids with cancer, disabilities, and autism. And I'm doing it in my father's name.
That's
Well
really
done,
sweet
Lewis.
of you, Lou.
Really.
That is really good.
And it's basically a raffle where I would like it if you guys were there with me, just so I'm not doing it on my own.
How would it work?
So basically, I'll have a hat with loads of tickets in, and I'll go like that, and I'll give you all some tickets, and we'll basically and then take one out,
Well, we can work it out closer to the time, mate.
and the winner
But
wins
in
a prize.
general, it's
Basically a raffle,
there'll
a pound
be
a ticket.
raffle.
Yeah, more you donate, the more money. And I'm trying to earn £1,000, but with the way it's looking, I've even spoke to King, in the community. He was like, "Wow, man, at your age, you're doing stuff like this," and he made me feel a bit like, "Oh, thanks." That was really nice.
End of the year
So
special.
End of year special. I think that will be.
Maybe our Christmas.
We'll get more details. We'll give you more details close to the time. But yeah, Lewis is doing a very admirable thing and doing this for Games Aid. So that's the end of the show for this one. Thank you ever so much for listening. Thank you for watching. I've been Marty Pello, aka Mars Mayhem, and with me has been I can't remember the others anyway. So it's
Tom? Not the others.
Go on, go on.
Okay.
Go on, Tom.
So you are Paul Mass Mayhem, the Wet's biggest fan. Hayden, Sit Down to Game, aka Mr. Do You Think I'm Sexy? And Venomous, the man of the hour, the man with the power, too sweet to be sour, Lou the professional. Thank you ever so much, everybody, for joining us for season 5, episode 3 of the LOD Perspective.
Wait, we got to give Tom one now.
Which Tom? As in me?
Oh, there ain't another Tom, is there, Tom?
I don't fucking know.
I got it. Tom, wowzers in my trousers, wild.
Yeah, that's the perfect one for me, actually. I've been Mr. Helpful. Tom wowzers in my trousers, wild, and we'll see you on the next one.
Toodles.
Bye-bye.